collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need shadow read for this full moon to new moon, February into March 2022? I am your reader. Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle production since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box, creator on Patreon, patreon.com/DrawingTheCircle. Come check it out because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hi. Hey, my Rams, hope you are all well. It's shadow work time, yay. And what an interesting astrological thing we have to look at in a minute. So if you are new to the channel, a 7-card draw just means 1 card from 7 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. And in meditation, maybe about 10 minutes ago, I got, this is good for cross-watchers, and we'll talk about that. Cross-watchers, I'm just going to say that if you do the healing indicated in somebody else's reading, so to speak, you're helping them heal, even if from a distance. It doesn't matter the form of relationship, so just quantum unity and all that. So let's look at the astrology briefly. We're looking at the full moon in Leo. It goes void, of course, at the same time it goes full moon. It's been happening a lot this past year and into this one. That is on Wednesday, February 16th, 11:56 a.m. New York, Eastern Time. I'm in New York. And then we're looking at the letting go, the releasing, the shadow work, the forgiveness, the alchemy, whatever you want to call it, to the new moon in Pisces, Wednesday, March 2nd, 2:52 p.m. So a Wednesday to a Wednesday, a 2-week period. So not a timeless read, but certainly you can go look back at other readings. People have been to look at those time periods if you're looking for a little clarity in hindsight. That being said, it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs because we have more than one thing going on. Your sun sign might get a different situation than your moon, your rising, or your Venus. And like I said, for cross-watchers as well, you might get some insight, but the healing's there for you to do, right? So that being said, both feet on the floor, if you can, focus on your breath, if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace from the divine through my intuitive skills and these pieces of cardboard through YouTube. It's a lot of middlemen there, but if you want to book me for a private read, there's a video in the description box, Booking a Reading with Mal. Explains everything. Please take a nice deep breath. And away we go. We're going to start with the Caroline Myss archetype deck as I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the general assembly, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, the spirit animals and totems, as well as the pantheon of all pantheons for the Aries collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the dominant 8th chakra archetype at play above them? The lesson, the alchemy, the shadow work from pain to peace, toxic to healthy, lead to gold, shadow to light, affecting what they attract and repel this full to new Feb March. The orphan child archetype. Oh wow, are we off to the races? First sign of this series. I have the orphan child archetype, but we need to talk about this one. In the book Sacred Contracts by Caroline Myss, M-Y-S-S, PhD, that's PhD, she talks about the different families of archetypes. There are 9. Everybody has 1 of 8 of them, but everybody has 4 of the first one, the survival family archetype, the child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute. Look it up. It's a lot better than it sounds. So everybody has the child archetype, but not everybody has the orphan child archetype. There's the nature child, the magical child, the divine child, on and on and on. So this one is incredibly powerful in the sense that the majority of our heroes in fiction, primarily, it would seem, are orphans. Like most Disney, orphan, right? At least one parent gone. But then you look at Kal-El of Krypton, Superman, Bruce Wayne, Peter Parker, Harry Potter, Dorothy Gale, right? As soon as you start applying the thought, you go like, yeah, there's a crap ton, right? And they all find their way through on their own. Now, there's shadow and light in every archetype. The thing about this is that you might be dealing with this for yourself, but you might also be dealing with another child archetype or somebody with everybody has a child archetype, but there's an orphaning thing here, and that's what I said. I get why they said now for cross watchers. It's like you might be dealing with this with other people as well. The shadow attribute is the indication of the shadow work being done. Feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation. Seeking inappropriate surrogate families. Oh, have I had some inappropriate surrogate families along the line, although now I'm good with my family, so this stuff can be healed. And I also have the magical child and the divine child and the nature child. You know, you can have a gestalt of them. But the healing here, the light attribute, what you're shooting for here is independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving, right? Because babies can't survive on their own, not human babies, right? So, you know, the situation that you grew up in with your genetic family or lack thereof, that's what I mean. You don't have to be literally orphaned to have the orphan archetype. Just saying. Just saying. Let's keep going. Daughters of the Moon Tarot will give us the next 4 chakras down, your internal experience of this, and could indicate if this is your thing that you're dealing with, or you're dealing with orphan child archetype energy in somebody. Heart, third eye, crown chakra, the internal world, the feminine energy. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the goddesses of fire, the sign of Aries, powers of the south, please, 1 Daughters of the Moon Tarot card for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Watching this video, receiving this reading, please leave the card in my hand. What's going on inside of them? Personal level of power, mental, emotional stuff. The stuff that they may not share, but they may. To help them do this shadow work is usually where the shadow work begins. Heart, third eye, crown. So what's going on for them this full to new? The Gemini card. Now when you have a court card on the inside, this is the Maiden of Blades, which would be the Knight of Swords. The Gemini card, mutable air. Could be very much a lot of communication going on here with somebody. Third house dynamic, Gemini, self-expression, right? Communication. How a bee will go from flower to flower to flower to flower to flower, gathering the pollen, the nectar, all of that, and then turning it into something specific and unique, right? Like honey. But this could also be you wanting to express yourself, to talk about your feelings of abandonment, which, you know, when you give voice to those voices that have been repressed for a long time, there is healing, but it's not just the how you express it, it's the why. Are you doing it to rip somebody's head off, right? There can also be a lot of thinking going on here. On the inner for you, very third eye card here. Let's keep going. The Mythic Tarot, the lower 3 chakras, the yang, the masculine energy, looking at yourself from the outside in, right? Looking at something from the inside out, maybe in the physical world. But certainly lower 3 chakras are about relationships, root chakra, tribal relationships, families, groups, organizations, even your national identity, your racial identity is all in the root chakra. Second chakra, one-on-one relationship with another person or thing. If you're feeling abandoned by someone, may not necessarily be, or maybe you are dealing with someone who is dealing with abandonment issues going on here, second chakra. And the solar plexus chakra is your relationship to yourself, your self-esteem, your gut intuition, that no one else gets your gut intuition but you in any given moment, right? That's for you to decipher. And the orphan gets to do that, particularly if they feel like they can't trust anybody around them, right? But also your boundaries, your honor code, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. It's a very important thing, the solar plexus. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my gods of fire, the sign of Aries, powers of the south, please, a mythic tarot, leave it in my hand for the Aries collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, watching this video, receiving this reading, or again, cross-watcher. Orphan child in the 8th chakra, Gemini in the inner. What do they got going on the outer? The moon, Hecate. The Greek Titan, technically, not just a goddess, a Titan, well, in the moon, makes sense. The 3 faces of Hecate are maiden, mother, and crone, but she's usually associated with the crone. Wisdom, chthonic goddess, underworld goddess, queen of the crossroads, I call her. She's in my pantheon for sure. And the goddess of witches. But the moon card certainly talks about a deep sense of intuition, because things are cloudy on the outside, right? Things may be obscured. You may be going through a phase of remembering things that have been submerged for a very long time, maybe from childhood. Really perfect terrain for shadow work, but not easy. Not easy at all. So this communication, there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, things are so cloudy right now. I'm feeling a lot. Maybe I'm getting triggered even by things on TV, right? Commercials, right? That child inside of you might be needing your love, the love that only you can give to it. And that's a really good way to enter shadow work, is through inner child work. And remember, there is the psychological version of inner child work, very Jungian, and then there is the spiritual version of inner child work, inner child meditations and all of that. I suggest you find something in the middle, or go straight up to a counselor, you know, a Jungian analyst if you want to go there, right? All the way to, if you want to do the tinfoil hat woo-woo land stuff, have at it. But do understand there's a spectrum, and that could be very cloudy. It feels like you're going to have to feel that out if you're going to go that route. But certainly, why I feel like that counseling is a thing is we're looking at third eye, Gemini on the inner here, but also self-expression, getting it off your chest, taking this stuff from the emotional field into the mental field for understanding. Because you feel it, and then you express it, and then you start to see it, right? And the energy moves upward. This is alchemy. This is alchemy. So, our first of 3 bookie book readings here. The Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn, and I think with Gemini in that Daughters of the Moon, it's a good thing. So you have a little mental mantra to help you with this. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the Ascended Masters, and I will say General Assembly, because an orphan child in a general read doesn't necessarily have to be about one particular soul contract. It could be about a family contract. We'll say General Assembly. This could be at work. This could be in any physical situation. So please, what is the perfect healing mantra for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading to help them with the shadow work of the orphan in the 8th, Gemini on the inner, the moon, Hecate on the outer, please, for this full to new. Growing beyond guilt. It couldn't have happened any other way. Wow, that's incredibly powerful for shadow work. Now look, the ego doesn't agree with that. The personality is going to feel weird about it. The soul knows it's the truth, and the higher self is like, you're an immortal being playing a role in a body. Of course it couldn't have happened any other way. It's programmed into the game and the timeline that you're in. Just couldn't happen any other way. And that's why it's called growing beyond guilt. So of course the child in you, the orphan child, if this is again you, what do you mean it couldn't have happened any other way? They could have done this, they could have done that. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. That was not the path of the soul that you needed to take. That's not the hero's journey you needed. And that's why we're going to read this from the bookie book. Because this is his book, Matt Kahn's little bookie book. I call all of them bookie books. And he really nails it. I've used this thousands of times. It couldn't have happened any other way. Growing beyond guilt. When you grow beyond guilt, there is a heartfelt acceptance that any sequence of events unfolds in a perfect flow that is organized and expressed by the universe, not by us, no matter how much we try and control it. And look, I'm a witch. I'm pretty good at calling in what I need, but do I always call in what I want? No one does. Can you imagine the cacophony, the crazy that would go on a planet if everybody could instantly manifest everything they wanted in the moment they wanted it? We'd be a burnt out husk. It's like Wonder Woman 1984. Drop that wish stone. This takes the pressure of control off your shoulders so you can enjoy the way in which life has come to be, since everything is destined to change, because it just is, and can only change you for the better on a soul level. The ego is going to hate that. That's my editorial. Growing beyond guilt enables you to see how exquisitely the gift of life unfolds. And I'm just going to say, if you're carrying your own guilt, that's one thing. If you're carrying guilt for somebody else or a bunch of people, it's still connected. You're not seeing things clearly. It's what is called conditioning, emotional baggage, pain. And look, Aries is the child of the zodiac. It's the first sign of the zodiac. So I would imagine that the healing work you're going to do here is going to help millions, if not billions, of people. Do you find your way through to grow beyond guilt? Because yeah, what they did wasn't right. It's not right. It's not okay. But you survived it for a purpose, not a reason. Right? And you're better as a result of it. But after a while, if we don't let go of those chains that we hold on others, they end up around ourselves. And as Ascended Master Buddy Hackett, those of you who know what I'm talking about, apparently was quoted to have said, "You gotta forgive, because if you don't forgive, you're home eating your heart out and they're out dancing." Music Man, anyone? This mantra is ideal for releasing the past, unhooking from karmic patterns, so you don't have to keep repeating it over and over again, and forgiving yourself. This seems pretty jigsaw puzzle here. Let's keep going though. The higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension above 8th chakra and above, using the whispers of love. Not a womp womp card in the deck, but I will say it can really deliver a punch and can turn the party. I call it the party turner deck. Please take a nice deep breath. Draw down now as I call upon the higher selves of all involved. Not just the Aries, not just the cross watcher, the higher selves of all involved. 5th dimension and above 8th chakra and above. Please, what is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, and insight to help the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign and or cross watcher watching this video receiving this reading with the Orphan child in the 8th, Gemini in the inner, Hecate the moon on the outer. Growing beyond guilt couldn't have happened any other way. It was just how it was meant to be, part of the hero's journey. What's a piece of information, inspiration, insight you got for them to help them with this shadow work, this full to new? Be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. There it is. Be authentic. Just speak the truth. Just speak the truth. Now, you can preface that. You can say, you know what? What I'm feeling, this is what I'm feeling in the moment. It may not be wholly true. If truly things couldn't have happened any other way, then I can be angry about that. I can be frustrated about that. But being authentic about that is going to be part of the shadow work and the healing. What you repress can possess you later, right? Oh, wonderful. I'm gonna put the YouTube video in the description box if I can remember. The Shadow Effect. It's a movie like The Secret, but not. About shadow work. It's a good introduction. Debbie Ford, no longer with us in physical incarnation, but that I've turned a lot of people onto that. It's a good way to look at shadow work. Well, be authentic to who you are. Gotta feel it to heal it. I wish there was another way. Apparently, sex, drugs, and rock and roll doesn't do it for very long. Anyway, so let's shift pantheons. We're going to do the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacey DeMarco, because if you're going to do the shadow work, have a spirit animal or a totem. Well, because they're there anyway. But you got to ask. Breathe. Such a different vibe. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, maybe they're cross watcher. What have you got? who walks with them, who crawls with them, who flies with them, who swims with them through this shadow work. For whoever's watching this reading, with the orphan child in the 8th chakra, Gemini on the inner, be authentic to who they are there as well. With the moon, things are cloudy on the inside, but they're feeling. This is them from the outside looking in. The emotions are there and they may not make sense. So growing beyond guilt. The mantra that this couldn't happen any other way is going to be very, very helpful for them, particularly being authentic to who they are in the moment, even prefacing it, saying, I might blame you for something that's not your fault, but this is how I feel. Rah! Let the child tantrum. So, what's the message from the pantheon of the divine animals, please, for them this full to new? The dog! The dog. Companionship. Companionship. That rocks. Card number 11. I forgot my magnifying glass. I used it last night for a class I was teaching on Facebook. Left it over there, but that's okay. I'll just squint. It's okay. I mean, squint. My contact lenses are pretty good. Come on, come on. I also took a shower, so of course, afterwards, your fingers on paper don't work so well. Am I reading that wrong? Freaking man, why do they insist on putting white ink on white background? That's no fun for anyone. I'm hoping that is a hold on, I really can't see this. That's cray-cray. Oh, it's 41. Get the deck, you'll see what I mean. It's like people, call the art department. I don't think heads have to roll, but I think the next time you publish, you need to redesign that because we can't see the number on the card. Which, if you're not on YouTube, is probably a moot point. Card number 41, the dog. Companionship. Just going to read the first part and the last part. Be a firm and ethical friend. Seek loyalty and honesty in your friendships. Our friendships should be supportive, not competitive. Now, the orphan child can get really competitive, by the way. There is a difference between solitude and loneliness, orphan child. Something hidden will be illuminated. We all have aspects of ourselves that we do not appreciate or like. Learn to change these things if they do not benefit us, or lovingly accept them. This is they're talking about shadow work. That was just it. There are things we got going on inside of us we may not like, we don't appreciate. That's the shadow. Push it in the shadow. Great. It'll take you over eventually. It's called shadow possession. And I think that's what probably a lot of demonic stuff, it's really more psychological than parapsychological. So the wolf, you got the woo-woo card. As is my nursery school teacher. Dogs are woo-woos. The magic. Dog magic is loving and warm and protective. If you are feeling lonely, orphan child, or you wish to attract good, loyal friends, you can call upon dog energy to help. If you have been betrayed by someone or you feel mistrusted, not just mistrusting, if you feel mistrusted, call upon this energy to heal you. Now, by the way, three-headed dog, Cerebrus. I've heard it said a bunch of different ways, right? The hellhound of Hades. Well, the Hades hound. It's not hell. It's Hades. There's a difference. By the way, Hades is a god. The underworld is his domain. Don't confuse the innkeeper with the inn, so to speak. This is absolutely, you need a friend. You need someone honorable that you could talk to. If this is you with this orphan abandonment going on, or maybe you're the one playing the role of that friend, right? To not tell them, well, it couldn't happen any other way. Thanks, dog vibe. No, it's okay. I'm so sorry that happened. That sucks, but I'm here for you. Go ahead. It's all going in the vault. Vow of confidentiality. Express yourself. Be authentic about how you feel. It's pretty powerful stuff. Let's get the hidden blessing from the Blessed Bee. The mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower. That's why I had the magnifying glass over there so that I could read the blessing here. But I'll do my best here for you, because that's the idea. Within the lead is the gold, but you got to alchemize it from lead to gold. There's a blessing in all of this. Let's see what the pantheon of pantheons, all of the gods, the saints, all of the collective pantheons have to say about this. Breathe. So I call upon the pantheons of all pantheons, please. What is the hidden blessing for the Aries collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, or cross watcher watching this video, receiving this reading. The gold within the lead, the light at the end of the tunnel, calling them forth a little glimpse to what's going on here that can be revealed through the shadow work with the orphan child in the 8th chakra, so that they can really embrace their independence based on going it alone, conquering the fear of surviving on their own. Incredibly important there with that Gemini on the inner, which makes sense with to be authentic to who they are, and that moon card with the Cerberus 3-headed dog there about loyalty, because things are a little cloudy on the outside. They might be feeling a lot through all of this. If they're empaths, how could they not? So many people feeling abandoned and disenfranchised in so many different ways. So then being authentic to who they are, or maybe allowing someone to be authentic to who they are, with that dog magic of companionship, feels very healing, very healthy, and certainly inner child work would be helpful here. What's the hidden blessing for them this full to new? A blessing of fire. A blessing of fire. Card number 3. Is it 3 or 5? It's 3. They look alike when they get all curly Q-ish. We do these blessings for real here on my channel. A little crystal, mystic crystal amplification. Breathe. Say it through me, pantheons. Confer this blessing. A blessing to bring passion, motivation, and creative spark to your life and to the lives of those you touch. Cardinal Fire Aries. May the many blessings of the holy fires be yours. May fire's burning passion, its quick intensity, compel you into moments of action to make decisions. Follow the truths of your heart and quicken and burn like the flames with the hearth. Hearth. May you be warmed and sheltered by the glow of those holy fires. And may they spark again and again the motivation we all need to turn the wheel in our lives. May the blessings of the flames that devour the old be yours. Couldn't happen any other way. And may they burn through the debris of memory, the fallen deadwood of hurt and grudges, and burn through the pain that so many of us feel when recollecting injustices, orphan child. May it inspire you to move forward with your life. And may it bring down what no longer serves you. Shadow read, waning moon, let it go. May its crimson heat take light within your own soul and breathe to life the flames within you, so that you kindle again and again the sacred inner life which will warm you when all about you grows cold. May you have rising within you from that radiant heart the fire in the head of the poets of old, the ancient brilliance that will allow your dreams to ignite so that you shine with that inner radiance. May any fear of fire pass from you, and may the only flames you tend be those who serve your best self. Let any former harm in other lives from this element pass away now, and let the great spark from the heart of the universe rekindle your love of warmth, your passion, your intensity and motivation. Let your warm heart be a shelter for others who come to you, like creatures in the woods come to a campfire. And may the fires within be a place of creativity, of dancing, and dreams, of stories told through the flickers of flames. May you always have that warmth and its protection and its ardor for all the days of your life, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. Blessed be. It's a really good read, and it does make sense. Honestly, that blessing of fire is the hidden gift here, the hidden blessing here for the orphan child to really find their own authentic voice here in some way, creatively, as well as to let go and burn off some of that confusion coming from the past as they grow beyond guilt. A child grows beyond guilt, sees, oh my God, it couldn't happen any other way, right? And to be authentic about that, not to fake it until they make it necessarily, to feel what they have to feel, and certainly either being a companion and someone in this situation, or calling in the companion, the healing energy of this, of the totem of the dog, right? That loyalty, that companionship along the way, to reignite your fire and to burn away, to bring to light, to alchemize. Alchemy needs heat, time, and pressure. Absolutely. The refining process of turning lead to gold, to refine metal, right? To all of that, and certainly appropriate in shadow work. So if you'd like a private reading, you know how, link in the description box. Did this reading make sense to you? You want to help other Aries or cross watchers find it? Hit the thumbs up. It changes the algorithm. More people see it. It's just how it works, right? And if you want more of me here on YouTube, certainly hit that subscribe button. And I do recommend the notification bell, because I'm putting these out when they're ready. Why? Because I'm on Patreon every day. I am cranking out content for them every single morning with a cup of coffee, usually in my bathrobe, talking about the lunar astrology of the day. So I'm literally putting out stuff there every single day. Why? Because that's my creative spark. And as an orphan archetype, I don't work for anybody else except the gods. Thank you very much. And the archangels. So thank you so much for watching, and wishing you all seriously the very best and the very blessed. And reach out and ask for help. And certainly BetterHelp.com if you need. It's there. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of this full to new, my beloveds. Farewell, and blessed, blessed be.